Gary. I'd rather be in a stream.
Hello, Internet. It is Saturday, the 2nd of December, 9 o'clock British time, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and we are back doing this two days after we stopped. What are we thinking? We're not entirely sure what we're doing. Obviously, the past month, for NaNoWriMo, opinions about which to come. We were doing daily chats and writing sprints, and I suspect we're going to continue doing some of that as time goes on. But I don't know if we've decided on formats going forward. So if anybody has any suggestions, by all means, bung them our way. But before we get into that, introductions, obviously. Daniel Hand, RPG therapist. I am absolutely cacked. I'm in an obscene amount of pain. I've been on my feet all day, and so if I start going, that's why. I am joined by Ember from Robots and Magic. Tell us about you, Ember.
Hi. Wow. We're doing like a brand new, I don't know. Okay. Let's restart that. Toss it to me again.
And I am joined by Ember. Take it away, Ember.
Ember, hello. I am a writer and nerd for hire. Robots and Magic is my company name. I, sole proprietor, am soon to be providing creative marketing and consulting services to nerds. I am nerd for hire, and I like to work with other nerds. So if you need anything like fun graphics or logos or help getting your TikTok started or help creating an online community or anything else, you can go to robotsandmagic.com. Wow, is that how that feels, Dan? That feels yucky. I don't like that.
I'm afraid so. Yeah, that's how I feel every single time. Yeah, get used to it. Hey, I had to do it. I had to do it face to face with people earlier. I'll tell you all about that later. And we have. Sorry, who are you again?
I am Jen, or also known as Jane's Dreamy Bookshelf, and I'm a narrator, also a writer. So if you'd like to check out my work, I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and I think I forgot one, but anyway, and Patreon, and Instagram.
And I am an author, therapist, RPG gamer, RPG therapist, all the good things. If you want to pick up a copy of role-playing games in psychotherapy, you can do it. All of the best online and I'm sure some offline retailers, or you can come to me at YouTube RPG Therapist and hear me talk about writing RPGs and therapy and stories and everything. It's just blech. So, yeah, let's retain part of the format and start with divination and cards. Who would like to choose a deck of cards to go from? Ember, have you done it for a while?
I haven't. I've only got the one here right now. I keep meaning to bring my cat one in here because I know how much you love cats.
Oh my god, I haven't done it.
The Modern Witch Tarot deck.
Of course.
Which doesn't want to focus.
Hilariously, sorry to make it about dice already. So I got an advent calendar, a dice advent calendar. The first one I opened, you know what? Fucking D4 cat. It's got a ball of yarn on it and cat footprints.
Oh, I love it.
I can give you my address. You can send it to me.
Or you can send it to me.
Round one, fight.
Jane and I both like cats. And I have a cat named Jane, so there. Why can't I shuffle these cards? This is so hard for me. I'm shuffling. So as usual, we are asking the powers that be about our futures in writing and our creative endeavors, and not taking deeper meaning about our lives, although we often do.
Although we
because
always
are
do.
like
Yeah, forget
that.
often, always.
I was trying to give us some grace. I have a really bad relationship with the swords. Dan has a really bad relationship with the
All of them.
wands. All of them.
Yeah,
What
the
do we call
ones seem to have it out for me.
Mm.
And of course, I
Although,
pulled the Page of Swords.
ooh,
Here she is in her stylish cropped jeans. Why can't I get my camera to focus on her? Can you please? Can you please? No. That's as good as it's gonna get. All right.
she is.
Back here.
She's very stylish, isn't she? Oh, sorry. Do you want me to put you up?
I
So
don't
you
know
can...
how to like. Woo! Here I am. I'm big now. Yeah. So here she is on the hill, staring. Yeah, she's got the. This is the style now. We're not doing
She's
skinny
cool.
jeans anymore. She's very cool. She's not wearing skinny. She's not a millennial. Okay. Anyway, Page of Swords. I have my own feelings about Page of Swords, but I will read from the guide to see what the guide has to say.
The guide.
Nope, that's cups. Just when I thought I was. Oop, here we go. The Page of Swords. This page is full of wild energy and drive. She is relentless in her action and does not sit still for long. She never runs out of crazy things to do or say. A true idealist, she can be a little exhausting in her youthful determination. If the page is you, dive headfirst into your wild schemes and plans and find those who will support you in your crazy ideas.
Well, if it's about energy, I've got none, so it's it's not applying to me.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Like, what about you, Jen?
I'm not even asking. I'm not even asking.
Tinnitus is here.
Tinnitus. Hello, tinnitus.
I do I dare ask what those crazy ideas are, or are they best left for offline?
So I feel like if that's you, Ember, then we're here to support you, and we're all just here to come together and be creative.
Is it all about me today?
But also it's talking about moving forward, creating something. You know, we've started off today by saying, oh, I think we've already heard a little bit about the insanity. What was I going to say? But you know, we started off today by saying we don't really know what we're doing now. We're because before November it was just me and Jen.
Yeah.
Just talking and
writing.
And now it's more of us talking and writing. You know, there's actually scope for conversation.
Yes.
You know, so, and it's just trying to figure out a balance moving forward that works for all of us in a way that we continue to look forward to. And what more do we need than that, really?
Yeah, I actually like the idea of taking the Page of Swords and zooming it out to our group and our wild schemes and ideas, and my plan to create that TikTok campaign to get people on Jane's YouTube. She just shared that she's wrapping up an audio book. I mean, we've got lots of cool stuff to share with people about our various creative endeavors. Dan, you are classically published, traditionally published.
Mm-hmm.
You have a publishing house. I'm going through the process right now of doing independent publishing, which is like this bananas journey. So yeah, I think we're all off, you know, forging our own paths in the writing world, and I think that there's a lot we can do and say within that thing. Because I think there's a lot of people out there who want to do those things, but are maybe where I was several years ago, where I was like, well, yeah, I write stuff, but it just sits on my computer and I play with it sometimes, but it doesn't go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And And yes, and that comes down to individual projects, as you say, but also, again, just coming back as well. Thanks for joining us, Kraken. Bye.
Kraken.
Don't let the door hit your ass, I suppose.
Bring up dice or ask a question.
I know. What is this?
Presumably you're busy, so just thank you for saying hi, and we'll see you at some point in the future. Yeah.
Oh my god, I just realized Jane is in here with me.
Tinnitus did bring up a good point.
Sorry, I missed that one. I beg your pardon.
What work? What specifically are we talking about?
Manifuego, Celestial
Bones.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the title. I'm sticking with it. All of it.
All of it. Give us all of it.
The writing work, the social media, graphic design.
All of it. Your website.
Don't make him repeat the words.
I need help finding a starting point. Yeah.
I think he wants you to talk about all of it.
Okay, given what I know and what we've talked about, I know he's fascinated by Manifuego. So that is my 30,000 word zombie comedy novella that is actually about a dysfunctional family. I wrote it for NaNoWriMo, which we have to talk about at some point, I think. But I want, honestly, like, just to put a pin in the NaNoWriMo thing, I feel like we should be able to continue to talk about National Novel Writing Month without NaNoWriMo.org necessarily having to be involved.
Well, it should be NaNoWriMo anyway, because it's international by now. So
totally.
I mean, it's the International Writers Fellowship, so there you go.
Maybe that's what we're gonna rebrand it as, because I also have a mutual who's doing 31K in 31 days in January. So lots of people are starting to know things. Setting that aside. Manifuego. It was 30,000 words. It wasn't long enough. I tried for a few years to add more to it, and I found that the story was, and I don't say this easily, but it was honestly perfect as it was. I wrote it in a mad dash, and it completed itself. It started as a short story, and then in 30 days it became just this fairly complete story about this family, sort of like, I don't want to spoil it, but working out their stuff and stopping the zombie apocalypse, but working out their stuff. And
a typical Sunday afternoon.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
a typical Sunday afternoon, yeah.
And it sat there as I worked on it. My partner kept telling me it was the best thing I'd ever written, and I kept being like, no, but I want to work on Celestial Bones. That's my epic. And anyway, fast forward to this year when I started getting more active on TikTok, and I started meeting editors and people like Jane who read stories out loud. And I started to think, like, okay, well, everybody else is like just doing this thing. Everybody else is going through Kindle Unlimited or Ingram Spark or something, and they're printing their own books. And it's not something that people are doing just as vanity. It's a legitimate way to get published. It's a legitimate way for people who are traditionally not able to get published. So I looked into that, and at present it is with an editor, Kelly Scriven. She's amazing. She is very affordable and very awesome, and we just click. So I'm exploring that process right now. Was that enough, Tinnitus? Was that a good enough story about what I'm working on as far as writing goes?
I don't think Tinnitus is going to be satisfied until he's got the book in his hands. So, but for now, yeah, it's not in capitals. That's the only problem. So I don't think.
Yes. Oh no, it's for now.
For now,
I'm also working on launching a business in January, so we can talk more about that when I'm actually hireable. So yeah.
How exciting!
Tell you
Which is
what.
funny.
Sorry, okay.
Go ahead.
No.
I was going to say, just because I will be using my own skills to market and sell my own book, and that will be sort of the proving ground for my business model as well. So it's kind of like, oh, if I fail and my book doesn't do well, then what is that going to say for my business?
Your book is going to do great.
I have a feeling. I like to be humble, but I have a feeling about Manny Fuego. I really do. Everyone who has read it has been really like. I've had strangers comment about it on Wattpad and just go through the whole thing and leave comments, and I've just been like, oh, okay. So we'll see.
Is the whole thing readable?
It's on Wattpad right now. It's not edited, and I need to be taking it down very soon. It's for children, and it's mostly romance stories, which is why I think it never really took off.
Right. Because you read 10 minutes of it to us, and we were like, no, don't stop, give us more.
I would be happy to give ARC copies to you all, especially as I'm finishing the editing process. Seriously, I could absolutely use reviews and some basic developmental feedback before I shove it out into the world. But
with or without forceps.
I don't think we use forceps anymore. I think that's an outdated.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, they didn't use forceps on my son.
They threatened it with mine, and I had words with the midwife, so just don't ever say that again.
It's not in your hands. I'm sorry, Tinnitus, that it's not in your hands. I do have to buy ISBNs. I have a Ko-fi link somewhere on my TikTok, I think, if people and I've got a donation goal for that because I'm kind of a broke joke right now. So ISBNs are expensive.
So tell you what, how about we get the icky topic out of the way and then move on, because I don't want this hanging over me anymore, and certainly don't want to hang it over.
Ember, take note.
Ooh,
for free $3.99.
He can help. Okay. He can help with things. He can do magic with technical stuff.
Oh, is that what it's called? Technical stuff.
Oh, wow, okay. I would actually love for Chandler to read the audio version of Manny Fuego. I can pay you in royalty sharing. Seriously.
So they're legal. So there you go.
Oh, you see, Tinnitus, you're part of the family. There's no escape.
There's no escape.
Well, he's already heard kind of the cadence, so I think it would be easy for him to riff on that. And I honestly was thinking about recording it myself until he shared all of the technological ins and outs, and I'm like, nah, I would be more than happy to hire Chandler to do it instead. Wow. I don't want to do all that. I don't have the wherewithal. I just don't. It would be fun, like the recording part, but like keeping the levels even and that's
dead noise, the floor noise, yeah.
No thanks. No thanks. Not for me. I stand in awe of what you two do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, mostly him. I just record and then I'm like, help me.
See, and now I see why you have like a nice curtainy background and I've got all this chaos behind me because I'm just in here writing and I need my little hovel to be pretty. And you're like, I have everything padded and quiet and nice. The levels are perfect.
My phone panels.
I don't know why I go into like sexy voice. Like, hi,
oh boy.
No, just keep doing it. I'm in the corner. I'm fine. Yeah.
Daniel, let's talk about NaNoWriMo.
Whoa.
Meow.
Oh, Tinnitus is asking about you, Dan, if you want an audiobook for yours.
I don't know. Has it got one? Probably not.
You should know this.
How do you not know if you're...
I don't know anything today. Look, I've walked for 5 hours today.
That's right. You were at Dragon Meet.
Can you tell us about Dragon Meet?
I can. It was ridiculously successful. So we were the first seminar of the day. Sorry, Tinnitus. I'll come back to you when my brain. I can handle one topic at a time. So
I have to say, if you don't know, the answer's probably no.
No, the answer's probably no, but I can check. But and if the answer is no, then there's no chance of getting one because it's the publisher's purview. So yeah, I couldn't, as much as I'd love to say, yeah, go for it, make an audio, but it would, legally not be possible. But yeah, Dragon Meat was so we were the first 7 hours a day, and afterwards I spoke to the lady who organizes all the seminars, and apparently the first seminar of the day usually get about 20 people. We were in a room with seating for 50 people, and we were standing room only. We had 62 people.
That's amazing.
So they've invited us back next year already. So thank you. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and afterwards I was mobbed by people wanting to buy the book.
No way.
So
how was that not what you came into today sharing? Like,
because we were doing other talky things, and I'd been on my feet for 5 hours because it meant I had to be in central London for 11 o'clock, which meant being on a train before 9 o'clock, by about 8:30, which meant getting up before 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is a myth. It doesn't exist.
I love England. Sorry, when I was there, I bought a train pass, and we took trains everywhere. It was really fun. I just like, okay.
So, and people kept coming up to me. Oh, I saw your seminar earlier. Oh, it's so good. Can you do this? I was like, yeah. So it was, like I say, I've been invited there. I've been invited to give a seminar at the UK Games Expo, which is the biggest con in the UK. And side note, I mean, this was yesterday? Yesterday, I think. I've been invited to attend a panel in San Diego. So
what?
I might be
your side of the world. I will fly down to Southern California if you come to a panel in San Diego. Or drive. I could drive.
So that's in August, so hellish heat. But I suspect it's going to have to be a yes, because I can't turn down an offer like that.
No.
So
definitely don't turn down an offer like that.
Have you ever been to the US, Dan?
Nope.
No. First time then.
You're going to be so
I was remarkably
driving on the wrong side of the street.
See, I obviously, side note, I've got lots of connections with various military organizations, and there is an annual memorial service that I attend on an American Air Force base in the UK, and the second you're over the line, you've got to start driving on the right side of the road. It's because technically you're in America. The second you're over that, the second you pass that fence, legally you're in America, and so you've got to drive on the right hand side of the road.
I just remember in London, there's all these signs on the pavement that say "Look right."
Yes.
Before you cross. I was so grateful for them because I kept looking left, and I'm like, no, the cars are going to come from over there.
If death approaches it from over.
It's such a culture shock. Well, that's all very exciting. I'm so happy for you.
Okay. Yeah, it was a very, and I was remarkably restrained buying things. I bought 2 books, one of which I bought specifically because I didn't think it was possible to get a physical copy of it, and it isn't over here. So I got that, and I bought a novel, a self-published novel. I thought, you've got to show solidarity with the masses. It's a sci-fi King Arthur story by David Cartwright.
That sounds fun.
And it's where am I? So yes, Camelot 2050 Black Knight, book 1 of the Camelot 2050 trilogy. It's the year 2050, and Rosalind Savant. Oh, let me just pull myself out. Title your sex tape. squire to one of the legendary knights of the Round Table of Camelot, prepares to do her duty at the King's tournament. It is a chance for her to prove herself to her superiors and her critics alike. Little does she or anyone with any loyalty to Camelot know, but in the east, an old enemy hatches her plans to destroy the knights, the table, and everything Camelot stands for. In a race against time, Rosalind and her new comrades must journey to a place where fact meets fantasy, legend meets reality, and where technology and magic clash for honor. Ros must learn who her real friends are and who she can trust before the fate of Camelot itself is sealed. For duty, loyalty, honor, and trust, for Camelot and the king. So I thought, and the poor chap was sat by himself in a corner. So I thought, authors have to stick together.
Yeah,
we do.
So obviously it's alas, it's only all that can be done at the moment is added to the to be read pile, but it had the word. I mean,
that's all you did. It made a world of difference to that author that you purchased it.
And so
you could always read it and then review it on TikTok. I'm sure that they would be.
Oh yeah, well, I mean that's the plan. It's just I've got to finish. I'm reading 5 books at the moment, so
same.
That's madness.
But yeah, and so I bought 3 books, sorry, including that one, two game books, and I only bought 1 die. All day. You'll be very,
one
very
physical die or one set of dice.
No, one.
Just one. Oh,
but it's massive.
Of course. If you're going to buy one,
what is even the point of that?
None whatsoever.
It just it's a paperweight.
Yes. It's like I bought 1 dice. It's this big.
Exactly, yeah.
I should have expected.
Yeah.
Oh, you can jump on that trend if someone breaks into my house in the middle of the night. Oh my gosh.
Well, I recorded the seminar, and the plan is to put it up on the RPG Therapist this Monday. That if the quality is okay. But I am absolutely cacked. I'm so tired. So I haven't checked it yet. It's as I say, all I am doing is getting drugs into my system as fast as possible just to get rid of them. Around about 1:30, no, not even that. About 1 o'clock, I felt my back go, and it was like, oh shit. So, and then the rest of the day was dragging my left leg behind me, which was great. When you get home, when you leave at 5. But yeah, no, it was a good day. Like I say, I was very restrained, and yeah, it was nice. It was yeah.
Well, I am proud of you.
Thank you.
It's that's super cool. You're making all this headway, and now you're gonna go to this other thing, and I gotta get your logo work done for you before we.
No, you don't. You do it when
yes,
it's
good I do. Yes, no, it's important. It's important to me, and so it's a shame we didn't have.
You're important to me as well, and your health is important. So just self-care.
I'm getting there. In case the IRS is watching, no, I'm not actually working. Just doing stuff behind the scenes. So.
I actually, sorry, just one thing. I saw a couple of books there, 1 box set and 1 book. I wanted to buy one that is only available in America, and with shipping, it cost £92. I'm like, even I'm not that insane. But even here, without the shipping, it was £50 for something marginally bigger than that. £50 for even I'm not that stupid. And another box set was £70, and it's like, dude, come on, even just
What?
it was a pirate RPG. If there's anybody gonna, if it had been £60, I might have considered it, and even that's stupid money. But as soon as it was like, yeah. So I was very restrained. Very restrained.
So you will be able to afford groceries this week.
I don't eat, so yeah.
Yeah. Just pot noodles or, whatever it is.
Porridge. Porridge and tea. That's all. Well, did you have like a sandwich or something the other night you were eating?
Oh yes, I had a chicken chicken wrap. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. That about once a week.
Simple.
So that's me. Back to tonight's question earlier. Audiobooks lovely, but it would have to be something else, alas. So we'll and I've got plenty of fiction. So we can.
Sounds like you need to get some fiction polished and over to Chandler.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, let's stop putting it off.
Wait,
I
want to talk. I'm just kidding.
Shall I introduce the topic, or do you want to, Ember?
Okay, so I brought up a few streams ago that NaNoWriMo was under fire, the organization, and that those of us who had accounts through the website received an email from the board of directors, and that it was pretty it was a pretty mealy-mouthed word salad-y kind of email, and I'm saying that because I read it and went ugh, and sort of continued on with my life because I'm not on the forums and I didn't really grasp onto the depth of what was happening. As I was sharing with the others, I spent yesterday just kind of recuperating and watching The Crown and yada yada and catching up on news and emails, and I looked into this, and the organization has been accused of a lot of really awful, disturbing stuff, specifically with regards to the safety of minors and how they have handled word salad. Yeah, I'll come back to that. How they've handled complaints of safety and lack thereof in their forums, and this is dating back months, if not years. So I messaged everybody else last night because I was just in deep distress. I'm a trauma survivor, and I have also sent children to that website, and it made me sick thinking that people were being abused through.
Yeah, sorry, just to state openly, I don't think you actually said the thing. So there's been grooming, child grooming, leading to what you expect grooming to lead to.
And the company line from NaNoWriMo is, it was one moderator, and that's kind of that's the argument that we're seeing from the people in power. And my feeling is that these things don't happen in a vacuum. Other moderators had to be aware, and having been in nonprofit organizations, I've seen what happens when people report issues. And unfortunately, the kinds of people typically who get into the higher echelons of nonprofit management are focused on keeping themselves in business. And even if that is to the detriment of the people they serve and the people who work for them. So while I want to believe that they acted in good faith and they did everything they could when they could, the evidence really stands against them. And I refuse to believe that one person doing this one thing was all that was really going on there. I don't want to get too deep into the accusations because it could be activating for anybody who's watching. There's, Google it at your own peril. There are articles out there. Mm-hmm. There are people speaking up. There's people on TikTok, and you can actually go into the forums if you still have a NaNoWriMo account and see the discussions that are happening. And it's very upsetting. This is an organization that I've supported since I was like 19. I am much older than that now. So
You're not. You're 18 now, so you know you've gone back a year. But I think the upshot of what Ember's saying, though, as far as IWF is concerned, is ethically we can't support NaNoWriMo as an organization. And it's kind of lucky for us that we only found out about this yesterday, because it meant that we didn't have to tackle this as an issue in the middle of doing the streams. But now that it's out there, it would be wrong on so many levels for us to be seen to be supporting and condoning that type of behavior. So moving forward, we're still not sure what the format for this is going to be, but next November, whatever we do won't be nano explicit, whatever the word is, you know.
Yeah, well, and I had said earlier off stream that I feel that the term NaNoWriMo belongs more to the rest of the world than to this one organization. However, that's kind of funky territory, because it's their thing, and by saying it, you promote their thing. And I don't know. I would like to think that they will do what's right, but in my opinion, what's right is for the entire board to step down and for them to do some serious house cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
And I doubt that will happen, and it just makes me sad. And so, you had mentioned that it has become international. We can call it International Novel Writing Month. We can do different kinds of challenges. But yeah, I will no longer be financially supporting them or, shouting them out on any of my accounts or mentioning them, or I have this sticker that makes me really happy that now I just kind of want to tear off of my water bottle because it says NaNoWriMo Word Slayers. Well, I felt really good about it. Like, this is the depth of love. Like,
if it's a sticker on your bottle, it's
if it's a sticker on my bottle, it's a big deal. Okay, this is a special bottle.
Yeah,
it's for anybody.
So, I mean, Jen, do you have any particular thoughts or opinions on this? Or
well, I agree. I don't want to be. I mean, I still want us to provide, a community for ourselves and for people interested in writing, that they can join us, but I don't want to be associated with Nano anymore. Yeah.
And it's a shame, if nothing else. Ember has been doing it since before she was 18. We've been aware of it.
I'm sorry.
I mean, were we talking about Nano back on the forums when we met?
Just barely, maybe.
Maybe.
It
but
started in 1999. So
yeah, and that would have been.
It'd have been going for a couple of years.
Yeah, but either way, we've been aware of it, and I think I've said previously, one of the things I've really liked about it has been the forums, just the sense of camaraderie of people knuckling down together over something they love, and all of that feels tainted now. And
some people might accuse me specifically of going way too hard in the opposite direction as far as like yanking support, but the fact that there were more reports, there was no action taken, and then the victims ended up having to go like to way higher sources. They had to go to the board. They submitted a report to the FBI.
Well, I think that was it. It was only once the FBI got involved that they responded. From just briefly reading what you sent, I was like, okay, yeah.
Right.
I confess I haven't read the whole article because I only found out about it 5 minutes before we started recording. But
I mean, if you want to feel nauseous for the rest of the day,
I already do. Sorry.
And I just, unfortunately, I know too much about the inner workings of nonprofits and how they are managed and how they generally handle bad actors. And so some of my opinion is being colored by that as well, because I've just seen it too often where the people who are doing the bad thing are kept there for various reasons, and the people who are being harmed get pushed away. And I'm going to need to see a lot from NaNoWriMo in order to feel any sense of trust for them again. So, you know, and like I said, so having sent children to that website, I feel especially ill. I've recommended it to friends' children over the years, and now I'm like, great, okay, well, how long has this been going on? Is this really, because this is the eruption, right? Like there were things probably always happening on those forums, and
the fact for that years.
And they have this youth program, and apparently they weren't doing anything to keep it like safe for children. So they're inviting children in, but not doing their. I mean, I've worked with kids. I had to be background checked and tested, and you know, I was a mandated reporter, and I'm like, so they didn't have these just basic levels of safety out there. It's again, it's just I know this story all too well. It makes me just so sad that it was NaNoWriMo, which is also an organization that's local to me. It's, you know, I was proud of them.
Really?
You know, I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and they like that's
I didn't realize. I didn't know
nonprofit.
where they were.
Oh yeah, so I felt some pride there. So it's just very like, ugh.
Sick, very sick.
But yeah, we'll call it a day there on that topic because, you know.
Thank you.
But at the end of the day, what we're saying is we won't be condoning the brand from now on unless epic changes are made. We don't know what we're going to do instead because, as we've already discussed today, we haven't really considered what we're doing today. So, but you know, just so people watching know, we're aware of the issue now, finally, and we're not happy with it. So we're going to change. We're going to do what they should have done and change our practice. So,
well, and I think that people are mourning the loss of that sense of community that, you know, that many people have yanked their support, and now a lot of people are looking for something new. And so, you know, we can help step up and fill that gap. And I think maybe smaller, more democratized writing groups getting together for things might just be the way to do it.
So if you're watching this later and either you or a friend are authors who are looking for a writing group just to sit alongside and talk about life, the universe, and everything, just come here and say hi.
And should we throw out, we might in the future maybe put together a Discord, possibly. We haven't talked about it yet, but
oh, thanks for dropping that one on us.
Well, I mean, Ember and I kind of maybe mentioned it just over TikTok, but
you were just kind of talking.
It's something to think about for the future.
Community management is in my logo for a reason. That is something that I do. I am actually a moderator for a pretty massive subreddit as well, and it takes work, and I've created Discords before, so happy to captain that because it's one of my skills.
Cool. So hopefully that is a nice thing that could potentially come from this. And yes, tonight as it would be awesome. So yeah, hopefully. But yes, no, that's a fantastic idea. Well done. Thank you. Thank you for A, coming up with it, and B, for potentially doing it. cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anywho, nice stuff. Nice stuff. Moving on to nice stuff.
Nice
I
stuff.
know.
Yes.
Ugh, take that off.
We'll let the dust settle on that and then come back to it in some other time. But
Yeah.
Jen, tell us about your audiobook. Or can you not? Is it
No, it's
Secret.
fine. It's called The Right Night. It's a romance, a little spicy.
Ooh. Wow.
Yes. So it'll be out. I know the author wants it out for Christmas. So Tonightus and I are working hard on getting it done, getting all the things recorded and edited and mastered and uploaded. And so fingers crossed.
Now, is there anything different about recording a spicy novel versus a regular, like, I don't know.
Well, especially from you as well, because historically, anytime I've well, no, because whenever I've suggested,
Where is this going? Oh dear, more panting.
Oh wow!
No, because I've tried historically to write sex scenes, and the reason I'd never done it was partly because both Jen and Gary go, nope, even if you write it, I'm not reading it. Nope. So
I blame tinnitus.
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, it's comfortable right now.
I said I blame tinnitus.
Fair play. But yeah, but to answer that, I bet you are, mate. I've never heard it called that before. But yeah, so just answer, just as per Ember's question, what was it like narrating something like that?
So let's just say I'm glad it wasn't live, because you're very vulnerable talking about spicy and being the character that's in the spicy scene. It's like, okay,
that's kind of what I wanted to know. Like that, the vulnerability there must be so much more than your typical.
Just reading a regular romance thing. So
hi there, Real Salties. Thanks for joining us.
You joined at an odd time.
Yeah, Jen's just telling us what it's like to read spice.
Well, for audio narration, so other people can read.
Yes,
other people are going to be listening to your voice, reading and then oh my gosh. Okay, I'm back.
I think it's I don't know, because there's a male and female, and we're both narrators and reading it. I think it'll be even more immersive.
I think we've broken Ember.
I just glitched McConnell. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I want to listen to this, but I'm also like, I don't know if I can. As you're my friends.
I know, right?
I would just get so squidgy trying to read that. Like, I like reading that kind of stuff. I write that kind of stuff sometimes, but I don't know if I would have the chutzpah to like actually do the like the panting.
See? Dan's got it.
I can't even think. Stop! Like, oh God.
Bite me with only your gums, she cried.
Oh no.
Why am I so comfortable? Oh my God.
Come back.
I'm an adult. That's just so vulnerable. That's so vulnerable. Yeah, tell me everything.
Was it fun though?
It's not.
Or is it the kind of thing you'd rather?
Was it what? Sorry, what was your question?
I mean, was it an enjoyable experience now that you've done it, or is it the kind of thing you now know not really happy doing that in the future?
No, I think it's fine. It's just. Oh my God. It's kind of like. Well, because you're by yourself reading it, it's okay. But then after some of the things, you're like, oh my Like you're glad you're not on camera because you're like, I can't believe I just said that. Whereas like Tinnitus did a live stream and he was reading a little spicy stuff. And I was like, I could never do that. Have my face on camera while I'm reading this? No. No.
Yeah, I even just the dialogue though of like, because those even, I mean, like I write romantic scenes where people are, like fades to black, but even the preamble and the like that kind of stuff can get really like
yeah, just keep saying
yeah.
Is this your first spicy that you've so this is like new territory for both of you.
Yeah. Like this
and
started
you're doing it as a couple.
Well,
and I'm doing it as a what? As an audio
as a couple. As
yes.
Hi, I'm live. I need you to go back to dad, please. I see it.
Oh.
He sure did get bigger. See you in a few minutes.
Don't say it.
Would I?
I just thought he's showing me a Lego person that he made.
He
got big. He got bigger.
Yeah, so it started with on TikTok us doing like free sound bites for authors, like reading an excerpt from their books. And so the author reached out to Tinnitus and said, oh, hey, I've got a spicy scene. And I was like, okay, as long as it's not too spicy. Okay. It was spicy. And the author liked it so much. She's like, you have to do my audiobook. And we were like, oh. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, I just find that hilarious because, as I say, I know how squeamish you get about that as a topic, and so the fact that you've just knuckled down and done it is like,
yeah. Hey.
Well, and that genre is so popular right now as well. Like, it's a great opportunity. So good on you for stepping out of your comfort zone and being vulnerable and doing the panting.
But also, does that mean that once I finish writing this business, you'll read it?
There might be a chance, maybe.
Well, there you go.
Wait, are you saying narrate it or just read it?
Just read it.
Okay.
I mean, you could, if you want to narrate it as well, by all means. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Well, that means she won't be squidged out when she gets to later parts of Celestial Bones where it starts to get hot and heavy. So
bone. They need to bone.
Like I said, we had a love triangle and it turned into like a love rhombus, and it's just bananas. Like
a love trapezium.
Wow.
Love shapes. Just everyone falling in love with everyone because I love love.
All the emotions, like you were saying, right? All the teenage emotions just coming out.
Yeah, they range in age from like 18 to 25. So it's just that era of life where you are
just
young.
The horniness is rampant in these.
And they are all consenting adults because I don't do gross stuff.
We're not Japanese.
NaNoWriMo.
Yeah.
Or NaNoWriMo.
Yeah. But yeah, nothing gets too graphic.
Yeah,
but
so
still,
that's all about me and the spiciness.
Okay, well, we've got...
And we don't have a release date on that just yet?
No, we're hoping for somewhere between Christmas and New Year's.
It's a good time to release a book.
Yeah.
Cool.
Warm up your Christmas night.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the marketing campaign now.
Oh, God.
Warm something up anyway.
Just ignore it. He'll go away.
Charming. Fine. Should we potentially, before we sign off, maybe brainstorm a couple of ideas of what we want to do future, or should we leave that for offline when everybody's part of the conversation?
I say that one.
the latter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Erica and Gary aren't here to weigh in.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't necessarily thinking of making any decisions, just if we wanted to mull something over.
I think
no.
more sprinting and creating space just to have this be the place where you come and do your writing work. I know a lot of the people that were with us, like Kraken and Ocelot, were doing their writing work alongside us, and you know, I know I appreciated having that. Oh my god.
So there is, well, back in the 70s, I think it was, there was a comedy program called Porridge, which was about prison inmates. The reason it was called Porridge was because rhyming slang, not rhyming slang, but slang was that when you got sent to prison, you were doing porridge because that's what they gave you to eat. So when you went to prison, you were doing porridge. And there was one episode. So yeah, Fletch, their main character is called Fletcher. Fletch, what are your loins? And Fletcher said, well, you know, when you think about your girlfriend, yeah, and you get this warm, tingly feeling, yeah, well, where you get it, that's your loins. So, yeah, but I thought there's lots of names for them.
Wow.
Where you get it, that's your loins.
Neat.
So yeah. Okay, so we'll hold off making. I think a couple of people said that they quite like some more readings.
Oh yeah, that too. Yes, Monty Python references.
Yeah, so we could potentially do one a week or one a session, or dedicate one session a month to nothing but readings. But I think continuing with the writing sprints, doing some more readings, maybe having specific topics for conversation rather than just come and shooting the breeze.
Yeah.
Well, today we had a full roster of what we're working on, what we've been doing, and why we are not supporting the organization anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yes, Gary's got a full list, and it seems like we're all kind of jumping off on new adventures. So there's lots for us to cover in a structured manner.
Yes.
Structured.
So on a very basic level, that's kind of a plan moving forward. I don't think that there's anything new about that we need to get the others' input on.
Yeah.
But the details to be decided, I believe.
Yeah.
TBD.
We will sort the details.
Indeed. Guys, I am exhausted, so I think we call it a day after the hour. So yeah, obviously not the full house today, Miss Gary and Erica. What was it like? Sorry, one last question. Just realized, what was it like yesterday for you guys? Because obviously we didn't do it. We didn't do this. What was it
felt
like
empty
for you?
and alone.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was like I should be doing something right. Oh. Cool. What should I do now?
Yeah. I liked the routine of it. Just me.
So
what about you?
Me? See, I have a different experience of it from you guys, because for you it's in the middle of your day, it's a break from the routine, whereas for me it is the end of the day, and I normally finish work at 10 to 9, and so coming to these was an extra hour and a half at the end of my work day. So the fact that I could sit in bed and write was just magical.
Yeah.
So yeah, it took a lot. It took a lot out of me in a way that I don't think it would have done if it had been in the afternoon for me. But brain just stopped in the middle of that sentence.
There's potential for us to have, a different, we could do a morning one day a week. At least I could do a morning one day a week because
I'm not worried about that. It's just because it was every day.
Yeah.
I see.
It was, yeah. Like I say, it was just because it was. I couldn't turn off the work mode until 10:30. So, and that was just a little too much on top of everything else. But I'm glad. I cannot say how glad I am that we did it, because the fact that Amber, you and Erica weren't in our lives previously, it's one of those things. How did we live without you for so long?
The feeling's mutual. I was quite lonely during the work days prior to this, and then it was like, oh, I've got people to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been wonderful. But I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy being able to go to bed.
Yeah.
And read comics.
I like going to bed too.
Yeah. It's my least favorite part of every day, is that moment when I realize I'm awake. I hate that moment. It's like, oh shit, oh no. So that's my take on it. And yeah, it's just a case of figuring out how we're going to do this moving forward, which we will have a better idea of, hopefully, by next week.
Yeah.
We'll have a full quorum meeting. We should probably have an off-stream full quorum meeting and hammer it all down.
Mm-hmm.
And I can create Discord.
Create a Discord.
And on that note.
And on that bombshell, we are going to call it a day. So, Tinnitus, thank you for sticking with us. Real Salties, thank you for joining us and saying hi. Kraken, thank you for saying hi and bye.
We love you, Kraken.
We love you so much.
We miss you. Also, we miss you.
Yeah, please also come back. We will certainly be back next Saturday. Ooh. Hopefully, we'll be back next Saturday.
Thursday.
But maybe there's a chance that we'll be doing Thursday. Just realized I might be getting pissed on Saturday, so I might not be able to be here.
I'm going to be at a thing next Saturday, so Thursday. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Thursday.
In that case, we'll assume Thursday. And so join us. One last plug: Daniel Hand, YouTube, RPG Therapist, role-playing games and psychotherapy, monomythcounseling.co.uk.
I'm at Robots and Magic everywhere you get your internet. That's TikTok, that's Twitch, that's Instagram. I'm not on Facebook, but I should be, and I have a website, robotsandmagic.com.
I know, it's just the worst, isn't it? And
Jane's Dreamy Bookshelf on YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Twitch,
Instagram.
There you go. Oh, I have a Ko-fi too if you want to pay for my ISBNs. Hi, rich people. No? Okay.
Thanks a lot for joining us, guys. We'll see you on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.